we're going to go to a saw.
Okay.
So we're going to go down to your forearms on the front platform, palms down, knees down, tops of your foot down. Lightly lift your hip bones, belly button to spine. Now breathe in as you slide the carriage back, shoulders go behind your elbow, and then exhale as you pull forward. Now the next time that you go forward, ask yourself if you're pressing down your knees and your quads to come in. Do you feel that? Are you using your knees and your quads?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. So you're stronger, right? So a lot of people think, oh, pull the carriage in with my forearms. Is that what you're using to go forward?
Yeah.
Good. So that's the cue, right? You want to pull yourself forward or in, pressing down your forearms to go forward, not pushing down the knee. Now I'm going to make it 0 springs, and I want you to go back a little bit further than you're used to, and I want you to push your knee down and slide forward, because I want you to feel how to do it wrong.
That hurts my lower back.
Yes, so it hurts your lower back, and you're putting a lot of pressure in your knee, and you're no longer using your core. This is my knee as I press down very heavy and come in. You see how the carriage looks? You see how my knee and my legs look?
Yeah.
Then if I go back out and I only use my forearm and my core, I'm already shaking, right?
Yeah.
It looks so different. It's a different kind of slow. If you're doing it correctly, it looks smooth. If you're doing it wrong and pushing down, it's almost like you're like pushing down and like dragging it in. It doesn't look so smooth. So then instead of correcting someone, you're going to say on the mic, if you're pressing down your knees, you need to get off of your knees and pull in with your forearms, because your lower back's going to hurt and your knee's going to hurt. Trust me, everybody, I tested it. I've done this, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. And now we're going to go to plank to pike. So your hands are going to go up to your front platform. You're going to go up onto your toes to the strap in the front, legs and feet together. And then I want you to lift your stomach to turn into the letter A, and then lower down to the starting position. Very good. Now, less weight in your toes, and think about me lifting from your stomach, and lift slowly. You feel that? When you get less weight out of your toes and you learn to lift from the center of your body and lower from the center of the body, your legs aren't so heavy and you're using more of your core. Now, put more weight into your toes and lift. Feels different, right?
Yeah.
It comes in faster. It doesn't look as smooth.
Yeah.
What people do incorrectly is, if you look at my heels, when people start to pike, they do this. You see that? My heels went down, and then my heels go back up. You did a great job. You kept your heels lifted like this. But people start to do this.
Oh, I used to have that problem too.
I corrected you before.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is come behind, put your hands against their heel, and keep it there. And that's like the easiest form correction as possible. So I'm going to have you get back into a plank. I'm going to give you 2 white springs so that it's not too hard. And then what I want you to do is go into a plank or a push-up, and then I want you to hold. Good. Now, I'm here with you. I'm going to hold your heels. Now go up. And I keep your heels lifted like this, and then I want you to lower down. Good. Now that you know the feeling, I'm going to let go, all you. Don't lower your heels. Exhale as you go up. And then I do this. Awesome. And then I move on to the next person. The reason why I do this and I give you like a thumbs up is because I want to give you good feedback. Because you want to make people feel like rewarded, right? It's like, oh my God, I did it right. Yay. My instructor was like, good job. And then they feel good about themselves. And then they leave and they're so happy. Did you feel the difference on 2 white springs?
Yeah.
It was harder to push because now there's more springs you have to push against, but it comes in a lot faster.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about plank to pike?
Yeah, so for plank to pike, would 2 springs be a modification?
Yes. Knees on the carriage would be the most modified.
So for people who can do the move, but it might just be like they don't have that range of motion, you just recommend modifying
A second spring.
Okay.
But I also tell everybody, like, range of motion is not important because people always think they got to go really high. So what they do is, if they can't do it, they'll start to do this. That's swinging. It's not about how high you can go. You only can go as high as you can.
Yeah.
I only want you to go up as high as you can lift your stomach, like there's a fire burning underneath you and you're lifting away from the fire. Some people will only be able to go like 3 inches, and that's okay. Did she tell you about large people or tall people?
I remember her saying that with larger people, you have to account for the force that they put onto the carriage.
The mass or the weight of their body.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3 springs. Try to do plank to pike now. You're not going to be able to do it because you can't even push the carriage out. It's coming in, right? You can't really do it. And then now try to go down. It's hard, right? You're like not even doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're 100 pounds. If you are 200 pounds, the 3 springs would be like 2 springs because your body weight is so much heavier that you can go down against 3 springs. But because you're petite, the 3 springs is too heavy that it's like pushing you in that you can't even go down and up. For anyone who's taller or larger, a 3rd white spring is like a 2nd white spring. So if I see like someone that's a little bit large and they can't do it, I say, kneel down. I got you. I'm going to give you 3 white springs and I want you to do it again. I'm going to stay here with you and I bet you can do it. Immediately they can plank to pike. And I'm like, yes. And then at the end of class, I come up to them and I say, the reason why 3 springs help you is because it's only for you, not anybody else. But when you get stronger, try to go to 2 and then 1. Don't stay on 3 all the time. In a plank to pike, the cue that everyone does wrong is they're in like this, right? And they say, bring the carriage in or slide the carriage in. Because if you look at me and I'm not saying anything, it looks like I'm bringing the carriage in with my feet. So some instructors say, bring the carriage in with your feet. And then people might do this. But the movement to move the carriage is by lifting. Same thing with the platform lunge. People say, push the carriage out with your leg. But you're not pushing. Your leg is there, and as you go down, the carriage moves out on its own. But you would only know that if you teach it and do it yourself. So we have to really be mindful of like how we cue, because sometimes it's not what it looks like.
So for plank to pike, you recommend cueing by saying
Lift and lower. Yeah.
Lift with your core, or
You can say that.
Okay.
Center of body, core, stomach, belly button, waist, hips, butt. All those work because all those things are going up. Test out what's comfortable for you. What I tell people is when you practice cueing, say the first thing that comes to your mind, and that's what your go-to is. So if it's belly button, you say belly button. You'll eventually find the words that you like to say and that you will use often.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.